Hi everybody, I'm Wendy Walsh. Welcome to this edition of Motor Trend Television. I'm here just north of Los Angeles where I'm putting a few test miles on this highly modified expedition called Project Thunder. It happens to be owned by our sister publication Truck Trend, and it is loaded with so many high-performance aftermarket upgrades, many of which represent trends in the industry. Now, speaking about trends in the automotive industry, on this show we are going to take you to both Los Angeles and the Detroit Auto Show, as well as take you to the snowy white mountains of the Northeast, where we'll test drive two all-wheel drive sedans. So we've got that and plenty more ahead right here on Motor Trend Television. Check this out. Truck Trend bolted a Paxton Novi 2000 supercharger onto Project Thunder, and the result, an increase of 40 horsepower. Wow. Hey, speaking of horsepower increases, the Audi A4 got a bump this year, so we decided to put it up against its competitor, the Volvo all-wheel drive S60.
What's the makeup of an ideal compact sports sedan? For Motor Trend, the grocery list would include an eye-catching yet tasteful exterior and a comfortable, well-appointed cabin that accommodates 4 adults. It'd be powered by a clean and efficient engine producing around 200 horsepower, routed through a reliable all-wheel drive system. Of course, 4-wheel disc brakes and a well-sorted suspension go without saying. It would have to elicit an involving driving experience that rewards an experienced hand, while providing the latest in active and passive safety systems, all at a fair price, below a justifiable $35,000. It turns out the solution to this hypothetical sedan formula is found in at least 2 new vehicles, the new 402 Audi A4 3.0 Quattro and the Volvo S60 2.4T all-wheel drive. Since both of these cars are built to shine in foul weather, for our TV test days, we headed to the Northeast, the White Mountains region of New Hampshire to be exact, to find some fresh powder and slick road conditions, ideal for our Quattro versus all-wheel drive comparison.
Yeah, both of these cars do compete in the same class. They're both European luxury brands, and we felt that the all-wheel drive component of these two cars would be a good comparison this year.
Base priced at $33,375, the Volvo S60 all-wheel drive comes with an impressive list of its own standard equipment, including a 5-speed Geartronic auto-stick transmission. The total price topped out at $34,525. Although our A4's as-tested total swelled to $38,410 with the addition of $3,495 in other equipment, a comparably equipped A4 would price at $34,915, or about $400 more than the Volvo. Since its introduction last year, we've been enamored by the S60's gentle coupe-like profile and bold shoulders.
We really appreciate that Volvo has sort of carved out its own family look these days, sort of trickled down from their higher model, the S80. It's got a real sort of coupe-like profile, and it's nice to see that they have their own look, and it's a good one. And Audi is also sort of restyling their family, and the sort of slab-sided, real severely drawn wheel arches and such is, you know, in our estimation, I think it's an attractive look. Some people might think it's a little too techno.
Power for the S60 comes from a 2.4-liter turbocharged inline 5-cylinder engine, producing an impressive 197 horsepower. The A4 was equipped with a normally aspirated 3.0-liter V6, producing 220 horsepower.
Audi replaced the old 2.8-liter V6 this year with a 3-liter V6 that has so much more usable power. Our criticism had been in the past that it was a little anemic and it ran out of breath sort of at the top end of the rev range. This new engine, this 3-liter, pulls from way down low to way up high, and just linear acceleration the whole way. It's fantastic.
Just give us an excuse, and on-ramp, a stoplight, a slower car, and we'll rev the A4 right up to the red line every time. On the highway, we expected the Audi to ride a bit too rough due to the Sport Package's 30% stiffer shocks and springs, 20mm lower ride height, and 45 series tires. Not so.
We found that the Audi was just really unclockable. The aluminum-intensive suspension that's borrowed largely from the higher class A8 really just soaked up the bumps, didn't have any awkward behavior, off camber or bump steer effect. The Volvo, not terrible at all. I mean, it really is a very nice car, but just lacks some of the sophistication that's sort of bred into the Audi from higher models down.
The A4's brakes, however, have now joined the ranks of the rest of the new Audi line as some of the best in the business. At an earlier West Coast track test, the A4 clawed its way from 60 miles per hour to a stop in 116 feet. The S60 also did the task admirably and without protest at 123 feet from 60 miles per hour. So, did Audi and Volvo succeed in designing and producing compact sedans that promote their respective brands? They certainly did. But as similar as these two all-wheel drive sedans might have appeared, we discovered they are in fact completely unique and reward a potential buyer in different ways.
The two different approaches that these makers took with the all-wheel drive couldn't be more different. The Volvo system is a Haldex clutch system, and that means that the front wheels need to spin first, and the system detect that spin in order to route power to the rear. Where the Audi is actually a mechanical system. It never has to wake up. It's continually on, and it's continually putting power where it finds the most traction.
In a nutshell, Volvo's all-wheel drive is more intended to be an aid in straight-line, low-traction situations and doesn't drastically affect the driving dynamic of the car positively or negatively. However, Audi's Quattro not only works in low-traction situations, but it also dynamically enhances car control, throttled near or beyond the limits of lateral traction, dry or otherwise. Which is the better vehicle? We enjoy spirited driving and appreciate clever technology, but we also like sport packages and rolling our gears manually. So while the Volvo S60 2.4T all-wheel drive will find success based on the company's reputation for Scandinavian safety, design, and reliability, it won't capture anyone on the BMW or Audi fence with this particular model as equipped.
Well, we like the Volvo S60 all-wheel drive very much. Spirited drive line, really tasteful interior and exterior execution. We tend to like to shift our own cars. They do have a high-performance model of the S60 called a T5. Perhaps if it had that higher output engine, mated with a manual transmission and a more permanent all-wheel drive system, it would probably earn a few more points in our books.
Until then, the S60 2.4T all-wheel drive remains a comfortable, inclement weather sedan, pleasing for many, but not all, particularly those who want more than a little sport in their sports sedans.
The Audi, with its naturally aspirated engine that's 220 horsepower, manual shifter, sport package, it just really spoke to us and it really underscored the differences between the two. Even though on the outside they appear similar, their driving dynamics are completely different.
Audi's 2002 A4, especially the 3.0 Quattro model such as this one, is one of the most completely satisfying automobiles we've driven. It's more than sufficiently fast, it stops with unerring authority, it corners confidently and predictably. Its looks don't promise more than the car can deliver. Finally, it's priced to sell, and sell it will. Mission accomplished, Audi.
Well, that brings this episode of Motor Trend Television to a close. If you'd like to find out about anything you've seen on our show, log on to our website at motortrend.com. Better yet, pick up a copy of the magazine. It's on newsstands right now. I'm Wendy Walsh. We'll see you next time on Motor Trend Television.
Hi, guys. My fingers are cold, but we're going to breakfast real soon, I've been told.
Motor Trend TV.
Hey, let's go to breakfast.